Hey, Mr. Clash here, and have a look at the score. 82-81, Acid Rain versus ALPENLIBE in the welterweight division. I had to think a second. Which one is this? Is it welter? Is it semi-pro? Is it amateur? Acid Rain's in the welterweight division. 82-81, 94.23, 94.13. How close was it? And I've got to say, the last 3-star attack, let's have a look at the map, was this one here. Last Town Hall 11 3-star. Up until then, it was 81 all. The Town Hall 11 3-star, pipping or carrying Acid Rain over. And the difference was this Town Hall 11 3-star. So both sides 3-starred the same number of Town Hall 10s, and all the Town Hall 9s are cleared, of course. This is no dip league, by the way, no dip, so you don't hit anything below you. So 10s don't dip to hit the 9s. The 9s must clean each other. Okay, so what we're going to do is have a look at what I consider to be attacks that we can learn something from, and generally that are not witch attacks. I'm trying to avoid the witch attacks for the Town Hall 9s. I want to look at things that are a little bit different than your usual witch. So let's just get straight into this. After this, we're just going to have a look at 1 Town Hall 11, 2 Town Hall 10 attacks, and then 3 Town Hall 9 attacks. And we won't come back to the map until we're done. I'll just, do some little cuts to go straight into the attacks to save a little bit of time, and then we'll have a look at the statistics of the war. So first, we're going to have a look at the Town Hall 11 attack. Okay, 26 balloons. So we're coming in with an air attack on this one. Of course, this is all just happening. This particular war is just before the start of the Town Hall 12 update. So a lot of speculation when the Town Hall 12 update is going to hit, but it is believed it'll probably be sometime within 24 hours or something after this war has finished. 24, 48 hours, something like that, after this war is finished. So, yeah. So the next league war, I don't think the way the NDL was, the decision with the NDL was to give everybody a week after the update before being able to use the Town Hall 12 features within NDL, to make sure that, if one side decided that they were going to gem everything and the other side couldn't possibly gem, and they would just that sort of thing. It would give one team an advantage in as much as battle machines and things like that going with donated battle machines. So just trying to give everyone a fair chance to get some of their stuff up. So there was going to be a week difference. So meaning from the NDL's point of view, after Town Hall 12 hits, then a week later, NDL matches after that can use the new Town Hall 12 gear, including Town Hall 12 bases if people have it, and it can be agreed upon within the breakdown. So there we go, a nice little 3-star air attack from Andy on Dr. Doom. Plenty of cleanup, which the Queen is still up, and the Queen hasn't even used the ability yet. That's the thing that I found fascinating. Watch these balloons. Oh, one more wizard blast and those balloons would have gone down. I don't think it would have made a difference to the attack, though, because there are plenty of minions and things still up. So I think they still would have got it, but otherwise the wizard just doing a tremendous amount of damage onto the balloons. Okay, so now onto the 10s. Okay, here we go. Nice, and this little 10 here coming from Space Cadet onto King Janbandu. I haven't said that correctly. Now, interesting thing about this attack, yes, it is a bow witch, and people might just think, bow witch, just drop your troops and you cross your fingers and things like that. There was a little bit of planning that went into this in terms of which way to enter the base, how many jump spells, how many golems, how many this spells, how many that spells, where to deploy them, how the deployment was going to go. I know it looks a little bit spammy in terms of line of troops, and jump spells and things like that, but there was actually planning involved in this. Plans were made, questions were asked, plans were changed. Questions were asked, plans were adapted. So that's how this final attack actually came about, through a lot of different people coming up with different inputs and then solutions to those inputs, and the result was this particular attack, which worked out in the end. It worked out quite favourably, of course, and ended up being a 3-star. So with all of these attacks that get shown, whether they're Town Hall 11, 10 or 9, the idea is if you see a troop combination you like, try it out. Make it up in your clan and just try it out in some friendly challenges in your clan. See how you go. Write them down. Even have a little bit of a text thing, on the computer or a notepad. Just write the troop combinations down. Let's have a look at the next one. So for instance, you can see in this one, it's a bow witch as well. It's got 7 witches and 11 bowlers like the other one does. And the deployment initially seems the same. However, whereas the one you just saw had 3 golems, this one's only got 1 golem. And in replacing the other 2 golems, there are 4 healers and 2 archers and a minion. Otherwise, the spells are pretty similar. So again, that's when I say about writing something down, just jotting it on a piece of paper, even if you have like a little notebook or something, like a little exercise book or something that someone might have at school, for instance, or whatever. The idea is if you can watch these attacks that you might see in a war recap or even an individual video and you see the troop combos, just jot it down. If you've got a little text window or something on the computer, just jot them down, and you could just write bow witch troops and just write the troop combo down. In that way you might end up with 5 or 6 or 7 different bow witch troop combos, and you can just jot some little notes down beside each of them. And so I recommend to do that with all your Town Hall. It doesn't matter what Town Hall level you are. Even if you're a Town Hall 8 and you see, say someone even attacks you in a village raid and they do a really good job and they're the same Town Hall level as you, say like Town Hall 8, and you just go, wow, I've never seen that before. Write that down, write that troop combo down and try it in some friendly challenges or things like that. This is another way that you can discover different little attack strategies that you might not have known about. So let's have a look at the 9s now. Okay, build squad coming in here. Have a look at the troops. 12 hogs, 3 packers. Goodness gracious, we've got some minions going down at the top there, a bit of a diamond-shaped base. Actually, a minion on this little mortar over here on the left, minion on the right, so that's pretty good. Those minions will take the mortars out eventually, so a nice little economical way to get them out. And then you've got the packers with a healer on it. So the packer is healed, and obviously the pecker is taking a tremendous amount of damage from the archers and the queen, but this way the pecker is still up, got the heal spell, got the rage spell going, and there are 12 hogs, 2 baby dragons, 2 more wizards left to go, another rage, another heal spell. And it's an intriguing attack combination, because at first you might think there doesn't seem to be enough troops on the board or enough troops in the army camp to actually become a 3-star kind of attack. But if you have a look at it, because your 3 peckers are 75 troop space, which is the same as, say, 15 hogs, so it seems like you're taking a lot of troop space, but they protected the bowlers because they do rush out in front of the bowlers. And of course peckers respond very well to rage spells. So peckers will aggro onto a hero very well, whereas a golem or something like that won't. They can get through walls very good, better than a giant can under rage. So there's a lot of advantages to taking a pecker, and if you can keep them healed up as well, then they're very hard to deal with, let's just say. And of course you all know about the pecker walk. So you look at the 8 hogs still left up the sleeve at the moment. Queen's about to go down to the arch tower. Baby dragon doing a bit of stuff, still cleaning up the top there. And you've got the 4 Teslas, of course. You have to probably assume there's going to be some bombs up there with the 4 Teslas. Only 38 seconds left, 35 seconds left in this attack. So everything's cleaned up within the next 30 odd seconds. So there's a big bomb there. Pecker's still up. That's fine. Now here come the 8 hogs all in one go. Now watch this bunch of hogs on the right here. Coming in, and nope. Just at the last minute, just veered around to make sure it went through that jump spell, to make sure it hit the spring trap. I thought that was really interesting. It looked like it was going to do the right thing, and then it just did no, I can see a spring trap over there, even though I can't, and so I'm deliberately going to go and get it. That's what it almost looked like. So that's a nice little troop combination. We'll just have a quick look at it before we go on to the next one. there we go. So let's have a look at the next attack. Okay, as this attack starts, just want to point out this was a cleanup attack, and so Lava Hounds are really awesome to have in the clan castle. They can really surprise an attack. They can foil an attack from being a 3-star, especially if the queen starts to get hung up on the Lava Hound. Because she's hung up on the Lava Hound, she's not able to take out as many weapons as she otherwise would have if there was no Lava Hound. So she's sitting there shooting Lava Hounds. Shooting Lava Hound, all the other troops are running away from her, and she's just sitting there shooting Lava Hound. And because of that, like I said, she's not hitting other things, and therefore those other things stay up longer. They can do more shooting, more damage, and so on and so forth. Great. The only problem is, after a failed attack, it means the base becomes open to a Sui Lalo, which is what we have here. Because you know that the king and the queen, they don't really need to go into the base. And as long as you've got a plan to take out the enemy queen. Now have a look at the enemy queen here. We've got one more skeleton spell left, waiting for the rage spell. There's a rage spell, and skeleton spell's dropped, and boom, queen's down. That is how quick she went down. Dropped the rage spell down with the skeleton spell, and those skellies just aggroed straight onto that archer queen and took her out just like lickety split, and she was down in like a second or two. Okay, we'll just speed this up now as we've got a minute left. So a minute left before the attack's finished. So there's a little bit. Heal spells goes down. Air sweepers, air defense, expo. Got that troll tester on the right hand side. So that's why we've got it sped up a little bit, just so we don't have to sit through a 1 minute of what is essentially cleanup. But yeah, so the old Sui Lalo, fantastic if you know that the base has a Lava Hound in the clan castle, which means it's ideal for a cleanup attack. Bit risky if you've got the first stage attack, but if you've already figured out a way to deal with the clan castle, then not so. So let's have a look at the last Town Hall 9 attack now. Okay, this is the last Town Hall 9 attack. Have a look at the troops. We've got 5 healers and 10 Valkyries with a single goblin. So yeah, with the 5 healers, I'm not really sure that we're going to be having too much. I don't think all 5 healers are going on to the queen. And like I said, with all of these attacks that I show in the recaps, I'm not paying attention to how many times a base was hit. You know, some of them, like for instance with the Sui Lalo, I did check to see if it was a cleanup attack, and I did see it was a cleanup attack, but I couldn't tell you how many times the base was hit. I just assumed every base is hit once and then cleaned up on the second attack. So otherwise I'd have to start spending a lot more effort to try and figure out which bases are hit and find out more information about the base. And possibly the attacker doesn't have that information that I might have had in sort of hindsight sort of a thing. So we've got the queen has gone down on the right hand side. King has also gone down with healers, and we've got 7 hogs left. So that's not a lot of hogs. Valkyrie's coming in, bowlers coming in. What I found interesting about this was how quickly everything ran through the middle of the base. Notice that these big spaces here around the expos, I kind of felt that they partially helped everything stay within the middle. So the only thing that's attracting the Valkyries now is the clan castle. Everything else is a big wide open space between there and the expo. So the Valkyries are kind of drawn in, and then with the queen over there in the corner, the Valkyries are drawn to the queen. So I found that it was very interesting that the shape of the base with these big sort of empty space areas around the expo and coming in this way, the way everything was, kind of, it drew the Valkyries right through the base towards the back of the base and essentially just ripped out the base. And those 7 hogs, almost not needed. And you look, there's just clean up troops all over the place, get the rage spell, and the hogs help them move around a little bit quicker. So yeah, I just thought it was very interesting that the attack really suited that the base very well, that the way that the base, you design a base to work a certain way without really thinking, hey, some of that base is actually going to help Valkyries funnel right through the core of the base. And then you just saw it in action, that the layout of the base helped the Valkyries get through to the base. So let's have a look at the statistics. As I said, acid rain 82, victors, both sides used all attacks. The failed attacks here, though, I think they were scout attacks from the other side, which is usually the case. 22 3 stars versus 21, so obviously that was the what you see. That's reflected in the score at the top there. New stars per attack. That's that's really neither here nor there, because if you're going to use all the attacks, you don't get any new stars after they're all 3-starred accordingly. Most heroic attack, obviously in this case, the Town Hall 11 #1 getting taken out. And that is it for the war, 94.23 versus 94.13. Acid Rain has defeated ALPENLIBE in the welterweight division of the No Dip League. So this is, of course, another War Wednesday, trying to get these things out on Wednesday if the matches permit that. So thank you for sticking around to the end. Please leave the video a thumb up, share it with your clan mates to show them the sort of different attacks that are available out there at 9, 10 and 11. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, well, wait. Almost forgot. 6 packs. Oh, the 6 packs of the war. So we had Dave, Ditto, Heisenberg, Wrinkly Pants, and Building Squad. They were the 6-pack getters for this war. Congratulations. So now I'll say, I'll see you in the next video.